Shalom and welcome to Questions and Answers with Rabbi Eric T. This week's question is, what about women teachers? Now, I know this is a controversial subject among believers, and there are people with differing opinions on this, on every scope and every way of thinking about this. But I want to talk about this from a biblical perspective, and hopefully at the end we can have some clarity about this topic. Most people who question women teachers usually used either 1 Corinthians 14:34, which says, "Let women keep silent in the communities, for it is not permitted for them to speak out. Rather, let them be in order, as the Torah says. If they want to learn something, let them ask their own husbands at home, for it is disgraceful for a woman to speak out in the community." Or 1 Timothy 2:11, "Let a woman receive training in a quiet demeanor and complete respect for order. But I do not allow a woman to train or dictate to a man, but to be in quiet demeanor." Now let's look at these verses and see if they give some clarity just in what they're saying. Look at the context of it. In 1 Corinthians it says, "Let a woman keep silent in the committee because it's not permitted for them to speak out. Rather, let them be in order." But verse 35 says, "If they want to learn something, let them ask their own husbands at home." And so it's clearly not talking about a woman teaching here, because if she's teaching, it wouldn't say if she has questions, if she wants to learn something, let her ask her husband at home. The problem here that had arisen in Corinth was that women and men sat separately. When something was being said, the woman would ask, "What did he say? What's going on? I didn't hear that." And they said, "Look, if you have a question, ask your husband when you get home." It's just about order within the body. It is not speaking at all about whether women can teach or share the Word of God in context in the community. And 1 Timothy 2:11 says this, "I do not allow a woman to train or dictate to a man, but to be in quiet demeanor." The word dictate there in other verses is translated to usurp authority. And the Greek word there actually means to take authority upon yourself or to take authority that hasn't been given to you. So this isn't saying that women can't teach at all. It's saying that a woman should not place herself into authority. That doesn't mean that other people cannot put her in that position to be a teacher. These verses do not forbid women from teaching. And so it's important that we understand in context and what the Bible is saying, women are not prohibited from being teachers. And so it's important for us to note that, again, looking at these verses in context as for what they've said in the Bible, rather than 21st century interpretations by people that are taking the verses out of context, will give us a balanced understanding. And the answer to the question is, what about women teachers? The Bible does not forbid women from teaching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this has been a blessing to you, I hope that you'll share it with others, that you'll subscribe to our channel. And if you have a question that you'd like answered in a future video, please email me at RabbiEricT@britam.org, and I'll try to answer it in an upcoming video. Thank you again for tuning in, and shalom.